So we're here today in Pike National Forest. We're going to be doing a trail called Hackett Gulch. It's a 5 to 7, medium hard difficulty, or if you read the sign, it's most difficult. This trail has been adopted by Predator 4-wheel drive. So we're at the trailhead here. This is the sign. We got plenty of space to air down or do whatever you got to do. And yeah, let's get into it. This is the beginning of Hackett Gulch.
The trail starts out with some rocky sections, but the fun stuff is much further in.
So we're just making our way down Hackett Gulch right here. Trail starts off a little rocky and a little bumpy, but nothing major. Now this is a great trail for early season wheeling. They don't get a whole lot of snow, it's pretty low altitude, and there's not a whole lot of tree cover, so it usually melts out pretty quick. If you guys have been wheeling in Colorado for long, you kind of figure out that, just because the weather turns nice outside around April, May, something like that, it's not really nice yet, or it's not really good for wheeling yet, I should say, because a lot of the good trails in Colorado are up at high altitude, and the snow hangs around there for a long time. It's late April right now, and yeah, there's almost no snow to be seen down here. Whereas if you were trying to do some of the high country stuff, you'd still be getting bogged in snow up to your axles. Even like Yankee Hill, I think, is still pretty snowed in right now. And that's kind of another one of the earlier season trails you can do in Colorado.
Here we are at our first real obstacle. It's a steep rocky section. It's slightly off camber, but there's plenty of traction to be had.
It's steep. It's steep. Plenty of traction though. No big deal. No big deal. Up that part. Good.
Dan made that look like a piece of cake. Now it's my turn. Little did I know that this is just a warm-up for what's coming next. Even though this section was super steep, my KM3's got plenty of traction on the rocks, and it felt really stable. Our next challenge was a little further up the hill, with an off-camber line to the right and a nice sized boulder to the left. We're really going to have to pick a good line to get through this one.
In the back. Sorry. Hey everybody. So it just rained in between shooting Rob driving up this obstacle and my turn. So of course Rob made it look easy on dry rocks, and now I get to do it on wet rocks. I'm gonna try to do basically Rob's same line, maybe a little less aggressive. That's what sliders are for. I'm gonna back off. Slide off. Front bumper. All right, we're gonna take another stab, but slightly less aggressive line because I just don't have the breakover angle for that big rock. Oh, there we go. Slippery. All right, one more. I'm going to try to put it on an even less aggressive line than that. I definitely lost some paint on my sliders and front bumper on that one. Good times though. This area is completely devastated by wildfire. It was the Hayman fire in 2002. It was actually the largest wildfire in Colorado's recorded history. It burned over 140,000 acres. There were 6 lives lost in the fire. 133 homes burned down and 600 buildings in total burned down. I believe it was $40 million worth of private property damage done. And this was it was all just started from carelessness, essentially. It was a really stupid story how it all started. It was just actually a Forest Service ranger burning some old love letters in a fire ring, and this was during a fire ban in a very dry July. And it was just that kind of carelessness. The fire got away from her, and now there's this huge swath of land just completely devastated from it. I mean, that was 17 years ago now, and it's still just barely starting to bounce back with actual vegetation growing again.
Keep an eye out for this metal rod sticking out of the ground. Run over this and you could suffer a puncture. For steep hill descents like this, it's best to keep it in 4-wheel drive low first gear and let the engine compression keep your speed slow and steady.
Is this the same line you took?
Yeah, that'd be looking good, man.
The camera really doesn't capture exactly how steep this hill is. The good thing is there's plenty of traction all the way to the bottom.
That is steep.
Not terrible.
It's not terrible, but it's not fun. I'm okay with doing that once.
One last steep descent down to the bottom and we can take a break. There's a nice flat spot down here next to the water where we can stretch our legs and eat a bit of lunch.
So let's talk about responsible trail use. Hackett Gulch is considered at best to be a disputed trail when it comes to access. The trail is technically closed right here at this water crossing. Now, the issue with the access to this trail is the fact that it actually runs from Teller County into Park County. And the part in Teller County is open, but the part across this river, which is Park County, is closed. Now, you would never actually know that by being down here because there's no gate and there's no sign and there's nothing that would even clue you in that this trail is actually closed here. But it's just sort of a dispute between these two counties. Park County says that they don't have the resources to manage the trail on the other side of the river, so they just consider it to be closed. But that's not actually true. I mean, it's closed, but there's nothing stopping people from going over there. So if you want to be a responsible off-roader, you need to stop right here at the river and don't go across the river to the other side.
Hitting the trail during the weekday really has its benefits. We had the place all to ourselves. We broke out the awning, we grabbed a little lunch, relaxed a bit next to the water before getting back onto the trail. With lunch all taken care of, now it's time to ascend up this big hill and get back onto the main part of the trail. We took a wrong turn somehow and missed this obstacle altogether. It's kind of a shame, we really wanted to try it. It's one of the locals' favorite obstacles, but since daylight was burning, we decided we would go ahead and skip it this time. This water crossing is one of the unique features of this trail. Personally, I've never done a water crossing like this before. It was really fun. This tight squeeze leads out to a nice flat camp spot right next to the river. One more short water crossing, and we can get out and stretch our legs and take a look around. This area really is just so beautiful. Down in this valley, right next to the water, what a great spot for camping. What a great day on a really challenging trail. We stayed out here all day and explored the entire area. Thanks for joining us on this trail run. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on 4Wheel West.